Good morning, my friends. Welcome back. This is our 2024-2025 annual catalog launch party, and we're doing it a little differently this year. You notice we started on Thursday, and we had two live streams and several posts on Thursday afternoon and evening. We repeated that on Friday evening, and then today we're back until, let's see, about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. The last live stream is 3 o'clock this afternoon Central Time. So quite a bit different than we've done in the past. We've had an extended day Saturday for the previous catalog launches, which makes for a very exhausted me and probably you too. You're probably very tired of seeing me at the end of those Saturdays. So I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope that if you missed Thursday or Friday, that you'll have a chance to go back and catch up on those lives. I'm trying to share tips and tricks and help point out things that I'm afraid you might miss in the catalog, partly because it's a different layout. It's not what we're used to, and change takes time to get I don't know to get used to. No, change takes time. Let's just say that. So I like the new catalog a lot. I like the way it's laid out, but they're easy to miss some things. And the section that we're going into right now is really easy to miss some things. I was working on the paper share this morning, and I was like, oh, wait, what? So I had to really go back and pay attention a little bit. So I hope that you get something out of it today as well. So I'm glad you're here. My name is Michelle Salcho. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Middle Tennessee, and I am really excited to be here. And I'm super excited to wrap up this afternoon because I have all kinds of ideas just running through my head that I need to start um, putting down on paper or putting paper into. I don't even know how that needs to go. But anyway, um, today we are starting at what we're calling Stamp and Shout, which I think is too cute, right? And you might have to sing that just a little bit, huh? So I'm going to switch cameras and show you what I've got down here. Guys, I know the lighting is probably not the best today. We are fighting storms. In fact, I've been up since earlier than I get up during the week. I've been awake this morning because of those crazy storms. I even found the dog hiding in my son's room. And he's a big dog. It takes a little bit for him to hide. I'm going to try and flip this overhead light on and see if that gets more light on this page. Give me just a second. I don't know. Maybe that's better. Anyway, this is where we're starting on page 81. And um, this is where we're going to find some other stamps that have carried over, some other designer series papers that have carried over, and just some things that I don't know, they work well with stamps, but you might not find them where they used to be in grouped in a previous catalog. So um, on page 81, we talk about the different style of stamps, and I've mentioned that before that we have the red rubber and the photopolymer. Um, the red rubber we call cling stamps because they cling to your to your block, and the photopolymer are a clear, um, less expensive production of the stamp, and you can see through. Your placement is guided by the fact that you can see through your stamp. Um, so neither one is right or wrong, but people definitely have preferences sometimes. And you get, yeah, some stamps are suited more towards one or the other format as well. So, okay, moving on to page 82 and 83, we have some stamps that are um, reversible, meaning that there are images on both sides. So you're going to adhere one side of your block to, um, oh, you know what? One side of your, one side of the stamp to your block, ink it up and stamp it, clean it off, peel it off, put it back on the other. So these double play stamps are always photopolymer. And I just realized that I should have that one out, this Planted Paradise. But it's not over here. And I saw an adorable card made with it today. That's one of the ideas I'm going to have to put into action at some point today. The other thing that you'll notice on this page are some of the tools for um, for cleaning your stamps and some of the blocks for using with your stamps. Um, the collection of clear blocks has changed this year. We have lost a few of the sizes that perhaps didn't sell as well, weren't needed. You can always put a small stamp on a larger block. You can't go the other way around. So the small tiny block A has been removed, and G and I have been removed as I'm going through the alphabet real quickly here, and I think those are the only ones. So a little bit of a change up in the clear block bundle. Um, we have you've seen the chamois. We've talked about that on a previous page, I believe, as one option. It's my favorite. It's my preferred option for cleaning your blocks, cleaning your stamps. But we have the Stampin' Mist and the Stampin' Scrub. That has been around for quite some time. So that is shown here. If that is your preference, you simply you have a dry side and a wet side and a dry side, and you spray your mist on the one side. You'll find little raindrops in the corner of this book, like when you open it up. That's where you spray your mist. You clean your stamp off on it. It's wet. Now you dry it off on your dry side. And in the corners, it's marked to tell you which is your wet and which is your dry. And then periodically you rinse that out to rinse all the collected ink out of it. Then down here, the paper piercing mat. And I actually, yeah, they do still call it the piercing mat. Paper piercing is something that we don't see a lot as a technique any longer, but this mat is great to have handy when you're working with these photopolymer stamps, especially depending on what surface you're on. If you're on that glass mat that I showed you yesterday, you're going to get a really good image with your red rubber, with your photopolymer. But some surfaces, like what we call a church table, is not a great surface for stamping on. There's not enough cushion for your photopolymer stamps. You'll get that cushion in the piercing mat. So if you don't have one of those, I highly recommend it to have on hand so that it's portable. Take it with you for those times that you're at a retreat or a crop and don't have the surface that you are accustomed to working with. All right, so these are two of our reversible stamp sets, and there are others available online in the online exclusive sets. I'm just making sure I got everything on this page. Here is a sketch and a little section of the color wheel. Again, so a few more tools helping us get going with our creativity. Page 84, we have a new stamp set called Fields in Bloom, and it kind of gives you some background, creating a scene with those stamps and some examples with them. Here are the clouds in use. I lost my thought completely. I can't see well enough. So I don't have this stamp set yet, but I do like to build a scene. I like those backgrounds. So these will come in handy, and you can see how they've used it down here to create this like floral. So these flowers are going to fit on top of here, so you can do some two-step stamping. And then they've done the clouds above. So that's a really pretty label, much more than just the plain, a little stepped up, if you will. Then we've pointed out here that the Forever Forest stamp set and the Forever Forest dies. Now we also saw those in the bundle section, the encore section. It's a bundle. No, it's a set that carried over but is no longer a bundle. So got them pointed out here. Then we also have two stamp sets and dies. Maybe if I have a little more Diet Coke, my brain will catch up to my mouth, or my mouth will slow down and let my brain work. At some point, that 4 a.m. wake-up call is going to catch up to me. So we've got two greeting sets here. I absolutely love the Hope You Know set. This I can't read this to tell you what it says here, but you are the sunshine that brightens, oh my gosh, something of my days. It's a pretty font and it's a nice saying. So these are large enough to go, they make, nice messages on the inside of your cards. Some of us that don't want to write a ton in our cards like these ready-made greetings and quotes, and that's what you'll find in the Hope You Know stamp set, and it's over there a ways. Um, the wanted to say dies, so that's what they've used for this celebrate right here, and it's another one that remember I showed you pulling this back from Christmas a few years ago. Um, so you have one large bubble looking die that you would do in one color, and then you have a skinny die that's going to cut out the front. So like for this one, I did the red on a foam adhesive sheets, and then the white I used our adhesive sheets to make this a really simple process of putting it together. It's quite sturdy that way, gives it some dimension, and you don't get glue everywhere when you're working with those adhesive sheets. So we'll see those adhesives, those two products when we get to the adhesive section. Okay, now I am in love with these little race cars. I have two young grandsons, and they have birthdays in the summer. Nolan will be 2 in just a couple of weeks, and then River will be 4 in July. And Nolan is all about the cars. Now he started out. The first interest that I really noticed was balls. Everything was a ball. He had to throw it. But now he's all into cars. So I can't wait to make him a card with this Racing by stamp set. I mean, it's so, so cute. It is a photopolymer set, which is wonderful when you're doing two-step stamping, makes it very easy to line up. You can do this without a Stamparatus or another stamp positioning tool, and create all these um, super fun cars. Excuse me. And yeah, I think that's just going to be adorable. Now, Rivers, River, I think, is still into, well, they're both into Batman, but River's also Paw Patrol. I think Paw Patrol is still a big favorite for him. So I'm going to have to, maybe he might get I don't know, still working on what his birthday card should look like. Um, so paying attention on here, you see that the Happy Labels Pick a Punch is available. It's up here in the corner. But because these punches are not all organized in one area of the catalog together, you kind of have to be on the lookout for them. So here's the Happy Labels, the basket sign that tells us there's more information available online. The Trusty Tools set, as well as the hot air balloon set. So these are also two-step stamping sets. These are not the only 3 that we have, but these are examples of some of those two-step stamping so that you can stamp your line image. You could choose to color it yourself, leave it by itself, or we've got some filler images, for lack of a better term for them. Then we're moving on to our this new stamp set is called Under the Moon, and I haven't looked to see what people are doing with this a lot, but we've got some great samples over here of this ocean scene with the setting. Well, I guess it could be a sunset or a sunrise, depending on the perspective you want to take. Um, I'm a sunrise kind of girl because I'm usually up by then. But look at this beautiful moon. Oh gosh, the moon was so, so pretty. Was it, was it last night or the night before? I think it was last night. I made Greg get up and come and look at it. It was so pretty. So here we've got some, hey, Cindy, my friend. So here, this stamp set is in action. I love when we've got samples to work from. And we've also got some other products that are noted in this section so that you can reference back to what we've used to create them. Sponge daubers over here. So like I said, this section is kind of packed with things that would be really easy to overlook. And I'm probably going to overlook quite a few. The background stamps. Okay, these are always awesome to have on hand, but they're not just for backgrounds. This leaf collection, people have done some super creative things. That's the stamp set that I used to create this card. So I just stamped this background image on the three different colors, and then just tone on tone. But so you can do the stamp set that way. You could. Some people have cut this up, or they've purchased two. One is left solid and one is cut up. But even when you cut it up, you can usually put them back together like a puzzle if you want to use them as solid images as well. So this is I believe at this point they're all red rubber cling stamp sets. You can have some fun using your brayer to add color to them. That is not going to give you like this crisp image that you get here. You may not get with the brayer. You're going to get some variation. It all adds to the effect. And sometimes you're going to want one, and sometimes you're going to want the other. This plaid is one of my very, very favorites, but I don't have this fragrant forest. I think I'm going to have to add to that. People have done some super creative things with the doggone friendly by highlighting one particular breed of dog in the group. So lots of fun things with the background, and super a lot of samples, and even they've even given you a couple of techniques here, uh, different ways to use these stamps. This you could create just by stamping this image three different colors, cutting it apart, and then piecing it together on your card. And what am I trying to say? You would have different, okay, I can't do it. Stamp it three times, cut them apart, shuffle them, and then put them back into three cards. I think that's where I was going with that. So this is the new leaf collection. I think it's gorgeous. I've used it a little bit already, which is a lot because I've not stamped a whole lot yet. Block F is the block that these large background stamps fit on. Okay, then what have we got here? So you are beautiful. We've got this beautiful image here, and then Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and he will direct your path. Self-care, um, inspiration, motivation, um, recognition. These are we need these reminders. We are so hard on ourselves that this is a great set. I just got it. Large greeting for the inside or even the outside. Some samples here. You are a shining light. And you can see they've taken this image and stamped it several times in the background. This, I think, is one of the card bases from the mix and match in the first section that we looked at. Trying to point out if there was anything. This is $1 million stamp set. So when our demonstrators reach $1 million in sales, they have the honor of working with a designer and creating a stamp set for the catalog. And so this one, credit goes to, we're going to call her Margaret Van, I don't know, Van Vliet. I'm sorry, Margaret. But this is a beautiful set, gorgeous font. Red rubber cling set. So I was like, what have they done? So I just noticed that there's this white. How did that happen? Or is that, no, that's a different, sorry, that is a different stamp set. That is Courage and Faith, which is right here. Same greeting, long and skinny. So the So Sincere, got some pretty greetings on it. Coffee with Friends. So these are encouraging stamp sets. How about that? Stamp sets of encouragement, greetings of encouragement. Okay, how do you store and organize all of these products, right? This is where I ask you questions. I'm not going to pretend to have the best system. I just learned that I've been storing my blending brushes the wrong way. Hmm, how about that? Uh, and I shared, let's see, has it shared? Has it posted yet? Hold on. Yes. So this morning, in fact, the tip about the blending brushes posted just before I went live. It should have anyway. So I'll share it with you. And what do I say when I've been doing it backwards? Okay, guys, I did this. And I know, looking back, I can see the other way is far superior because when you do it this way, they fall down all the time, right? Thank you, Lou. Um, so actually, you need to turn them around and store them this way. Doesn't that make more sense? They're more of a like bleacher risers. If you can't laugh at yourself. But the tip is whoops, let's go this way, is to take a strip of cardstock and then put it on dimensionals and give a backstop to your brushes, and then they will stand upright and play more nicely. So yeah, give that a try, guys. And isn't it wonderful that I found that tip so that I could learn that I've got in fact, I have two of those little carriers and one of them is still flipped the wrong way. Um, so some of the tools that are here that don't appear other places. So we've got the take your pick tool, the crafter's tips that go with it. If you don't have some of those tips, those are really fun to work with. Um, the refill, you can get a refill for that sticky end of um, your your take your pick tool. If you keep a microfiber cloth damp and on your table when you are working with your blending brushes, they will come very clean just by rubbing that blending brush on that damp towel. I don't have this pegboard. I kind of like the way that looks, but I do use these storage for my blends and my ink pads and my markers. I keep ribbon. The ribbon that I use most often is what I keep in these towers. Um, Here's that Stampin' Mist again for cleaning. This fine tip glue pen, I'll confess, I do not do very well with that because it has a very fine tip on it. And for storage, to keep that tip from closing, from gluing shut, you actually put a needle, a pen, back into that fine tip. And I don't, I can't, even with reading glasses, that's a struggle for my aging eyes. So you do have, I think all these products are numbered and then referenced down here at the bottom. So to help you out, we frequently get asked about the stamp cases, empty stamp cases, and um, they are here. Grid paper is referenced here as well. So I don't see it pictured, but it is here on this page. Um, And then I made myself a little note here because as I was working on the paper share, I realized that there were designer series papers, specialty papers that carried over into the new catalog that I wasn't aware. I knew that there were things on the online exclusive in the form of designer series paper, but we actually have some that carried over to this catalog, and this is one of them, the bright and beautiful designer series paper that you see right here. Um, Carried over. This stamp set is called My Small Business. Certainly not just for business, but it has all these thanks. I think thank you cards are some of the ones that I get asked about the most. Love this little shopping bag. Um, what a great way to make little cards, little thank you cards for your customer gift or just for the gifts that you get at Christmas or any other time. Thank you cards are just something that are very nice to send. And I love that we've got this little stamp set for those of us that are demonstrators or have a small business, and those of us that just want to send thank you cards. So this large thank you, I don't have this yet, but I absolutely will because I love when you can make a card so quickly and easily with just that single that single stamp. So here, couple of examples of these in use already. Um, Paper butterfly accents, we talked about those yesterday when we were talking about um, the sketched butterflies, I think was the name of it, and the heartfelt hexagon punch. That's been a super popular punch, and it is referenced here as well. That color wheel coming into play up here again too. So, okay. Wow, this is going really fast. I did not expect this to go so quickly, but that's a good thing. You can not having to listen to me for hours on end is not bad. Um, So, some other ideas for scrapbooking, for memory keeping. We have the alphabet Alamode dies. So, these are these skinny alphabet dies. And another confession, I hang on to the alphabet stamps. I hang on to the alphabet dies because I do like to memory keep and I like to make those personalized cards, especially for the grandkids. So, so yeah, don't let these pass you by. There was even a set playful uh, play. I had two sets of the dies from playful. It was playful something or other, and I held on to both of those because I like that I can make multiples quickly, and they were a good fun size. Um, Here we see the color families of the designer series paper. Guys, the patterns are gorgeous this year. There's always a color family designer series paper. So there are designs on each side. So two designs repeated. So this is the 24-26 in color set. But these are so pretty this time. Lots of leafy images. And so let's see, here are trying to get the designs. Okay, so we've got this leafy look, pretty in pink. And the flip side of it is a stripe. And then this is just gorgeous. I have no idea what you call that pattern other than gorgeous. And then bubbles on the back. For me, that's all about me. I'm sure that's what they did it for. Can you see the bubbles? Oh, not easily, huh? Okay. But you can order, so these designs you can get in the two sets of in colors, right? So the 24-26, the 2020, 2023, 2025. Look at that. I mean, gosh, so fun. Um, and I actually, this is one of my ideas was for this paper. So the two in color sets are just 5 colors each. So you get 4 of each design. When you get to the color families, which have 10 colors, you get 2 sheets of each design, right? Did I say that right? Did that make sense? Um, then this happiest day, well, okay, let's stick down here at the bottom. 12 by 12 cardstock. Right now, those are, you can get white or you can get vanilla in 12 by 12, but you can't get the individual colors in 12 by 12. You can get family assortments of the colors in 12 by 12. We were told in Mexico that we will be getting 12 by 12 packs of the individual colors, but it's going to take some time. Okay, so don't look for that in September, but know that it's coming and we are all very excited about that. This is where you'll find your white and your vanilla cardstock. The thick cardstock, white and vanilla, there are 2 weights of the white and vanilla. No, sorry, 2 weights of the white cardstock, only 1 of the vanilla right now. And the thick white is for your card bases, and the regular white would be for your layers, for your die cuts, and all of that. And you get, hold on, where is it? You get 40 sheets of the regular weight cardstock in white and vanilla instead of the 24, no, the 20 that you get in the other colors. No, 20, did I say that? It's 24, 20, 20. Okay, I have to look that up now. I've confused myself. Celebrations. Now, these are some of the stamp sets that have carried over as well. And check this out. This wood grain, does that specialty paper, would have totally missed it, right? Even though it's down here at the bottom. What an amazing background that is going to be. And coloring it, you've got a great sample of that right here. And then some other more wishes. Guys, I'm so excited that that came back. That was one of my biggest wishes, and then more wishes. I think biggest wishes did retire. I won't give it up, but anyway. So you've got some more of the holiday-ish stamp sets here. Winter Meadow. That was that beautiful, beautiful paper in the last year's September to December catalog. We talked about the Merriest Trees stamp set in the Encore section. The Simply Scored scoring tool. Now, if you're making cards, maybe not even you're not doing 3D items, then what you can do with your trimmer is probably everything that you need. But if you start making boxes or even some fun fancy folds, the scoring tool comes in quite handy for that. So that is on page 101. And I think I was actually supposed to stop. I'm going too far. Here are some of the stamp sets that have also carried over. So, whew, did I talk too fast? I don't know. Anyway, that is what we have for right now. And this is what I was going to say. So the Happiest Day stamp set, I wasn't going to have it. I just wasn't. And then my friend Judy, she totally enabled me. Look at this, put together a rainbow. How fun is that? It's not just a single stamp. You can actually build it. Same with your sun, your butterfly. So two-step stamping with this, some great fun, happy font greetings, and these little corner accents. Isn't that fun to do? That's really cool to do on the inside of your cards to give it a little something something. So those are fun. And of course, circles, I'll have to do something with that. And then a spattering of stars or snowflakes. So this is very cool. Judy, thank you for enabling me and showing me that I had to have the Happiest Day stamp set. All right, I'll put this back on me. And what do we have coming up next? So in half an hour, the post will land. I'm talking about the I'm like, what does that say? The ordering special. So if you place an order with me between now and next Saturday, then I have some treats for you. That's all spelled out in the post that's coming up in half an hour. And then there's also, I highlighted the joining special in May. Guys, it's fantastic. You don't want to miss this opportunity to get $82 in value extra in products that you are gonna have to have in your collection. So that's the reason that's going to make the most sense to you immediately on why you would want to join the community, the Stampin' Up! Community. But I have to ask for testimonials because I would have to say 99 point something percent of us join for the discount, for the bargain that was taking place at the time that we joined. We don't expect to stay. Most of us do not expect to stay. We don't expect to do anything other than make a few cards, maybe go over to a friend's house and make a few cards, but we have no idea that we're getting so much more than products, so much more than the discount on our products. The friends that we make, the relationships that we build extend far beyond your imagination. They extend past your city, your state, and even your country. When I was building my website, the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that helped me with that is in the UK. And I got to know, it was one of her, probably not her first customer in the US to do that, but I was one of them. And I got to know all of these additional friends that I see on incentive trips or I see online. Now I can say I've actually talked to them. They're real people to me. So you just don't have any idea what you're getting. My team and I have started a swap. I told you about that, I don't know, yesterday or the day before. See, breaking it up into multiple days makes statements like that more confusing, a little more difficult, because I don't know if I said it on Thursday or Friday, and I can't just say earlier today because it wasn't. I know it was yesterday or the day before. But I told you about the swap that we do. And that's so fun. We are sharing our different ideas. I've got to take photos and I need to post them in our team group before I share them with you all on this group. But amazing. So fun. We gather together on Zoom. We try to gather together in person. And one member of my team, I think we figured out recently that she's one of the she's been on my team longer than anybody else at this point. Someone, well, yeah, yeah. Anyway, she's been on my team longer than anyone else, and she, we've never met in person. We've known each other for about 17 years. We met when I was pregnant with Harden, and her daughter-in-law was pregnant with Isaac. And I get to see her in a couple of weeks, actually meet her face to face. So super excited about that. Yeah, the friendships that we make on our team, the friendships that we make beyond that. You've seen some of the photos from Mexico. Had absolutely a blast. So that the details of the special in May are going to post in about half an hour. Yeah, and no, about an hour. And if you have any questions, please ask. You can ask them publicly in those comments, or you can reach out to me privately. I would love to tell you about this special, and I'd be honored if you decided to take advantage of that special and actually become a part of our team. So I will leave you for now. I'll be back at 11 o'clock Central to go through more of the catalogs. I think that we are looking at the pretties next. We're going to look at the embellishments and the ribbons and all those extras that make your card pop, right? That's the blingy stuff that we're going to talk about next. So I hope you're having a great morning, kicked off your weekend in fabulous style, and will join me back here in just an hour and a half, just under an hour and a half. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.